Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor, in the studio with Tim, a.k.a. the Bald Man. What's up, Tim?
Not much. How's it going, everybody?
Tim, you know it, man. It is Monday. We are doing the Studs and Sucks show, obviously omitting the Monday Nighter, and I'm excited about tonight's Monday night game. We have the Ravens versus the Chiefs. We've got stud quarterback versus stud quarterback. This is a game you can actually sit down and say, man, I could potentially have a really good game to watch tonight.
Oh, yeah. You got two amazing offenses and one amazing defense. So who's going to win? Two amazings minus one amazing.
Well, I think Baltimore's defense is a lot better, and I think they're going to defense wins Super Bowls, defense wins games. I think that'll be the difference in this game. But again, how do you stop and neutralize Pat Mahomes and the high-octane offense? It's going to be exciting, but we're not talking about the preview. I'm just excited about tonight's game. We're talking about the studs and sucks of the weekend. And I'm telling you, man, it was another crazy one. Injuries obviously not as bad as last week. We did lose Tariq Cohen to an ACL, and we have now Chris Carson. Another guy said, be careful. Avoid, he always gets hurt. Chris Carson, knee is believed to have a sprain. MRI results will reveal that today. I mean, we're recording this early in the morning, but it looks to us and everybody else that it is going to be some sort of knee sprain. Now, I don't know the timeline of return on a knee sprain, but I'm assuming it's going to be a couple weeks.
Absolutely. It'll definitely be a couple weeks. I would say minimum 2 to 4.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see him come back healthy because they need him. I mean, Seattle, they're awesome either way. Russell Wilson, I mean, he is really making an argument right now for MVP. He's really putting up some facts and points up to say, hey, I deserve MVP. And man, my card, I got that signed rookie card, which I got to get graded, by the way. It's just sitting there raw. I mean, that thing's going to be worth a lot if he gets MVP and it gets graded to, a 9.5 out of 10. I'm looking at around 10 G's.
Maybe we should make a bet for that one, like Eckler killed it this week, Joe. Eckler killed it.
All right, let's go to that, man. Let's talk about those studs and sucks of the week, starting off with the quarterback. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with quarterback. We're going to go to wide receiver, tight end, and we'll end it off with your Eckler and the running backs, man. I think I like to save the running backs to the end. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, if you're not new, it doesn't matter. Leave your fantasy questions below. I'll try to get to some starts and sits for next week. And also, I want to get your opinion below. I want everybody to leave a comment. Who was the stud or suck on your team? Because, Tim, I got to tell you, man, I mean, it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, but I sat Justin Jefferson. I would have never thought. He had like 3 or 4 targets the week before. Then he has a 30-point game, and I started T.Y. Hilton over. What am I supposed to do? I started the wide receiver one. Jefferson has the game of his life. I think now he's going to be a focal point, which is good. It's a sign of good things to come for Justin Jefferson, but it just kills me because I know I could have won. I won one of my 3 leagues. The other 2 I lost simply because I benched Jefferson. Another mistake I made, I don't even think it's a mistake. I got Gesicki and I have Jimmy Graham. And Jimmy Graham had a great week, and I sat Jimmy Graham for Gesicki. But what am I supposed to start Jimmy Graham over Gesicki? So, guys, you got to start the right people. But sometimes I don't lose because I have a bad team. I just lose because I start the wrong people. It's not because I'm making the wrong decision. It's just unfortunate circumstance and bad luck. What do you think, Tim?
It is a roll of the dice, my man. It's the we can't say certain things on air because we get censored, but it's a gamble. It's always a gamble, and yeah. I don't mean that in the sense of putting down money. So YouTube, don't hurt us. Anyways, it's always a gamble. It's always a roll of the dice, man. I mean, I'm into everything. I used to love horse racing. Used to watch horse racing all the time. My wife used to work at a horse track, and then my ex-wife. Oh my God, don't say that. Anyways, she hated it because you would see these guys that are there. They've got their book. They've got all the info. They're betting on the horses. And most of the time they're betting on the favorites. And then you see them yelling and screaming at the TVs. Oh my God, come on, you nag. Swearing. And guess what? The favorite loses. It happens, man. It happens. You can't predict everything.
Yeah, I know. I've learned this over the years, man.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm about to go 0-3 in our FTFN network. I can't believe 0-3. And you know who killed me yesterday was Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson. I mean, you sat him, right? Obviously.
I didn't have him. The other guy friggin' had him and played him.
You got to listen to the
come on.
I've got the right tools. I'm just using a wrench where I should be using a hammer. That's what I've got all the tools in my toolbox.
It drives me nuts, man. Some guys that just go off for no reason. And you know what? I don't think he's going to do as well next week. He's ramped up, obviously. Week 1, he had like less than 10. It was single digits. I think week 2 might have been right on the cusp of double digits. And then this week he explodes.
All right, guys. You heard our complaints. We want to hear your complaints. Leave them below. Who was your stud and suck of the week in the comments below? I'll try to dive in and give you some sympathy and empathy and all that emotional stuff. We'll go in there, and Tim will come in there and give you a little hug and stuff like that.
I won't give you a hug. I'll say that's life. Suck it up, princess. you know? I mean, I'm 0-3. I got nothing to talk about.
Exactly. All right, we'll start off with the quarterbacks here, Tim. Again, smash the thumbs up, guys, by the way. It really, really, really helps the channel. And Tim grows as you can see, he needs a lot of thumbs up because it grows a hair on the top of his head every time you guys hit that thumbs up.
I'm still a grumpy prick, though. It doesn't change that.
And I stay to the end of the show as well, because we're going to give you our suck of the week at each position, voted by Tim and myself. Okay, guys? And follow on Insta, because I'm going to be ripping into some of these duds, these sucks of the week in my Insta story mode and regular mode as well. All right, here we go. Quarterbacks. I mean, Russell Wilson, like we said, what a stud, man. 315 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he's the only Seahawk that went back-to-back weeks with 5 touchdowns or more. I mean, he is just unreal. And this is why I said wait on quarterback. You got this guy in the 6th round. You know, I got him in one of my leagues. Like, this is the thing. In my 60 rounds, I'm like, you can wait. Get Ryan, get Allen, who's tearing it up, and Russell in the 6th round. You'll be fine. And people listen, and people are happy right now. So what do you think about this, man? Russell Wilson tearing it up.
Yeah, man, amazing. Just doing it all over the place this year. Going to everybody, too, like spreading that ball around. It doesn't matter. It seems like he's unstoppable right now.
Yeah, Josh Allen finishing 2nd amongst quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, another stud. Jared Goff going off this week, having a great week. Ryan Fitzmagic, I mean, I'm not going to expect that to stay consistent there. Aaron Rodgers been pretty solid the first 3 weeks. Tom Brady having a good week. Drew Brees, surprisingly, 23 points, but that was a good game last night. Kyler Murray, and believe it or not, Carson Wentz, as much as he sucks, he finished top 10 amongst quarterbacks. Has not got a win this week. I think they tied the Bengals last night, I think it was a tie. Listen, Carson Wentz is the most overrated quarterback of all time. He's just not good. He's not good. And this is the thing. That's why everybody was ripping on me. I'm like, $128 million to this guy. He's done nothing. And people were like, oh, you're nuts. He's the best. He's the next Tom Brady. He's better than anybody. I'm like, dude, like he's not that good. And look at him now. I mean, he's just not that good, Tim. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm never impressed with him, and his numbers aren't amazing. 29 of 47 for 225 yards. So, you know, nothing spectacular there, just barely better than 50% reception rate. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. What made a little bit of a difference here was he actually ran the ball this week, 9 runs, 65 yards, I believe, 1 touchdown.
Yeah. All right, let's go to some sucks of the week. And again, we're not going to award the suck of the week till, you know, we come back near the end. But I mean, Phillip Rivers, mediocre game, 12.68 points. Mitch Trubisky sucks because he got pulled from the game for Nick Foles. They ended up winning, which is crazy, man. I don't know what to tell you about those Falcons. I don't know what to say, man. Like, they suck.
Yeah. Ryan killed me again. So last week we recommended, you know, hey, look at your starters, look at the matchups. And, you know, last week, maybe don't play Ryan if you got something better. And then this week I played Ryan instead of Burrows, and Burrows did better.
And that's what kills me. I have Ryan and Rodgers in one league, okay? So, again, week 1, I started Ryan. Rodgers did better, right? Week 2, I started Rodgers. Ryan did better. Week 3, I'm like, okay, all right. I get it. Ryan is better. I start Ryan. Rodgers does better. I'm throwing my hands up. It's not that I have bad players. It's just they always like to screw me whatever week it is. I don't know what to say. I'm a loss for words for this stuff. All right, Minshew, I mean, he sucked. 9.2 points, easy matchup. Daniel Jones, 8 points, and Sam Darnold, 6.72. I mean, those are pretty much your sucks of the week at quarterback. We'll come back and vote on the worst suck of the week, I would say. Am I missing anybody? I think that's everybody.
No, man, that's good. Yep.
All right, the studs of the week. Tyler Lockett going off. I mean, 37 points, PPR, unreal. Jefferson doing amazing on my bench. Woo, man. Yeah, my bench is rocking. And I wish there was a way, man. I really wish there was a way that, like in fantasy, where you could just, once your player is getting hot, you could sub him in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At least give me like one do-over, one redo, you know? Like, let me take out one guy and throw in one bench player.
Well, I think that's how all fantasy leagues should be, because it's stupid, because at the end of the day, those are your team players. So if you've got that depth on the bench, why wouldn't you get credit for it? Do you know what I'm saying? You are smart.
If you're playing an actual football game and this player is sucking through the first quarter, I'm going to throw in my next guy and give him a shot.
There's a business idea.
We might have just thought of something new here.
There you go. There was I won't even remember their name, but
I remember the one you were telling me, in-game substitutions or something, right?
Yeah, I think you should be able to do that, but I think that was only predicated on an injury. But I really think that there has to be. This isn't even a must. The future of fantasy football, and maybe we'll create it. We don't know, but you have to be able, I think, to be able to sub out players during the game. And you have to, and I think that adds a better strategy to the game. Now, it might piss people off like, oh, well, that guy wasn't doing bad. You subbed him in. Well, too bad. He's on my bench, and I'm smart enough to have that talent on my bench. For example, Jimmy Graham and Jefferson for this week, for example. Now, when the game is over, and if, let's say, you kept Gesicki in, that guy stays. But I'm saying during the game.
And up to a point. See, that's another problem. You got to set it up to a certain point. Like, do you say halftime, no more substitutions? Do you only get one substitution? And the big problem there is going to be some guys are going to be like, dude, I can't watch every game. I can't be sitting in front of the TV during time. And, so it's going to be a hard sell, but it is kind of a cool idea.
I think it's more realistic, and I think they like the realistic approach. But anyways, a diehard like me would want it that way. All right, let's keep going here. Lockett, like I said, Jefferson, Keenan Allen having a great game. Allen Robinson, I knew he'd have a good game. He was primed for a big bounce-back game against Atlanta. Cedric Wilson, who's that?
Exactly.
What the hell? I mean, 27. Like, if you guys started Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys, okay, listen. This is a true thing. If you guys started Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys, send me your lineup and I'll PayPal you $25 right now. If you,
dude, you better put a limit on that. There's hundreds of thousands of people that play fantasy.
Let me do it. The first two people, if there is two people that started Cedric Wilson in their lineup, in their main lineup in year long, not DFS, DM me at Fantasy Football Counselor, title Cedric Wilson, and I'll PayPal you guys $25 each US. I don't believe anybody started Cedric Wilson. That's how confident I am that I'm going to start throwing money out right now. So yeah, the first two people that do that, Cedric, nobody starts. I mean, you've got CeeDee Lamb, you've got Amari Cooper, you've got their tight end Schultz, you've got Zeke. There's no way in year long I don't think anybody has Cedric Wilson on their team. Never mind start him. We should up the ante to $1,000. No, $25. I mean, there is somebody out there, I'm sure it's listening, that probably did, but I don't see it, man. Cedric Wilson. Anyway, Allen Lazard, yes, this guy was ranked 66 on the consensus wide receiver rankings. I said this guy would break out, and he had a breakout game. Mind you, a lot of that was predicated on Adams being hurt, right, Tim? I mean, there's no way around that.
Yeah, and this was just his week, man. And believe me, I like Allen Lazard too. I was promoting him as well, but I'm not going to pat myself on the back. 1 out of 3 weeks, he has a monster game. If he does that for the rest of the year, like has 1 out of 3, he's still not a great fantasy player.
All right, Michael Gallup here, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, and Tyler Boyd rounding out the top 10. Now let's look at some sucks, because shame on you yet again. It seems like it's not even like, I'm not even joking. It's not that I dislike Odell. Seriously, like I dislike him. I think he's the most overrated player of all time. But it seems like every single week, this isn't like a once in a lifetime or a couple times a year, 3 times. It's like an every week occurrence that Odell busts. 9.9 points. Dude, the guy's not good. I don't know what to tell you.
We need to stop classifying him as a wide receiver 1. He is not a wide receiver 1, and he hasn't been for a long time. So he's a good wide receiver 2.
4 years he hasn't been a wide receiver. I don't even consider him a good wide receiver 2. I consider him up there with like a guy like, I don't know, James Washington or something like that.
On. Didn't he have like over 1,000 yards last year receiving? I mean, you got to give him some credit. He's not that horrible. He does make some great plays. If he could, he'd throw it to himself every time, but he can't do that. So
he's not that good. All right, another couple sucks here. T.Y. Hilton, a guy that I was promoting, so I'll eat crow on this one. I mean, I took full ownership on this. I don't know what's going on with T.Y. I mean, it's one of those guys that like he's kind of fallen off a couple of years, and this is kind of my theory all the time. Guys like AJ Green, guys like Frank Gore, they were so good at some point, they were solid, and then they've kind of fallen off, and it's very hard for them to bounce back. I genuinely thought T.Y. Hilton was a guy that could kind of overcome my whole theory of older guys falling off and bouncing back. He's not doing that. And I don't know whether it's a lack of targets, which could be. I mean, he only had 3 targets from Rivers. I don't know whether it's Rivers just not liking him. I don't know whether there was something off field that happened where Hilton hit on Rivers' wife. I don't know. There's clearly a reason he's not getting the ball, whether he's not getting open or seeing double coverage. I don't really know, but he's just not performing, Tim, and it's very upsetting.
Yeah, man. So here's another one, like Russell Gage. So we were talking him up, praising him quite a bit, and he does look good, man. For a rookie, he's looked really good on Atlanta this week. 4.6 points. So if you went out last week and blew a ton of money on him, picking him up off waivers, you just sucked it.
No, I wasn't high on Gage at all. I said he did good, but
I'm saying what we've seen in the games. Like, to me, you know that I was a big promoter of Hayden Hurst, who has really sucked most of this year. Not happy at all. But it seemed like Russell Gage was getting a lot more looks than Hayden Hurst even. And now this week it's kind of flattened out. He got 2 of 3.
Yeah, man, I'm not.
But Hayden Hurst still friggin' sucked.
He still got a touchdown. Did he not? Hurst got a touchdown.
That was his only saving grace, man. Other than that, did nothing.
Yeah, that was it. Corey Davis crapped the bed, 11.9 points PPR. Robbie Anderson crapped the bed. Mind you, Robbie Anderson did have a tough matchup versus position, so I kind of knew he'd crap the bed. That was kind of foreseen. Jerry Jeudy, only 10.5 points. He kind of crapped the bed yet as well. I mean, with Sutton being out, I thought that he would have kind of stepped up, but you got to look at who's throwing the ball, right? It was Driscoll. I mean, I'm not expecting too much out of him as well. And, guys like Kenny Stills, Darius Slayton, a big letdown, supposed to be the wide receiver 1, having a big game. I think it was week 1, 6.3 points this week. Man, Brandon Cooks, another letdown, 5.3 points. Russell Gage, like you said, another letdown. A lot of letdowns here at the wide receiver position. Claypool having a big game, I think, the week before, 3.4 points this week. So a lot of big letdowns from guys that have shown some sort of upside in the earlier week, the first 2 weeks, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. We're going to come back and we're going to award a wide receiver suck of the week. Let's move on to the tight end position. This was a perfect example this week of, like, you can wait on a tight end. You don't have to get yourself a Kittle who's been banged up or a Kelsey. Now, Kelsey's playing tonight. He could come in here and be the stud of the week. But, I mean, Jimmy Graham, 24 points. Tyler Kroft, like, who would have thunk it, right? Eric Ebron having a pinnacle game this week. This guy, Robert Tonyan, the guy from Green Bay, tight end from Green Bay, having a good game. Mo Alley Cox, I think that's multiple games from Mo Alley to have 2 good games. Zach Ertz, Jesse James. What the heck? Jesse James, really? Yeah. I mean, not Hawkinson. Jesse James has a good game. That's a real bummer. Greg Olsen and Geno Smith, and then Rob Gronkowski, believe it or not, 10.8 points. And it's really funny because this week, prior to the week, Rob Gronkowski said, I'm okay with being a blocker instead of a catcher. And Aaron saying, we're not going to throw the ball to Rob Gronkowski. We're not going to do that. 7 targets, 6 receptions, 10.8 points. So I think that's a little bit more than a blocking tight end. Wouldn't you say? 7 targets?
Yeah, he worked this week. I mean, he didn't do 6 of 7 is amazing. It's great. The yards weren't spectacular, no touchdown. So nothing fantastic there, but it put him on the board. Let's just say this was a crappy week for tight ends. You know, we always say, I want 10 points out of my tight end, and then I'm satisfied. I'm not happy. I'm satisfied. This week, your top guy was 24. Your second best was 18. We didn't see any huge numbers from the tight ends this week.
What's upsetting here is all the people that went crazy for Higbee. All those people like, yeah, man, I love Higbee. He's the guy, man. Look how Higbee did this week. Not good, man. What did Higbee have?
I'm scrolling.
8 points. I see 2 targets, 2 receptions. Yep. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This was a guy that absolutely tore it up. Another guy had a good week too, and just crapped the bed is Gesicki, man. What a letdown. 8.5 points PPR. And your guy, Hayden Hurst, man, I don't know what to tell you about Hayden. I mean, 7.1 points.
I just don't get it. I mean, obviously, I see him blocking all the time. So I focus on those games because I love Atlanta as a team. So I am watching those games as Red Zone's playing. He's out there almost all the time, but he's blocking. He's not getting the looks. He's not getting any looks, man. And I don't understand why. Something's got to change there for Atlanta. Yeah, they got this great offense, but damn, dude, they're just not able to maintain a lead. They're not able to win games. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, their defense is just crapping the bed. And they're having these great leads. And Matt Ryan, I mean, this is it. They got to win next week. They got to win. There's no way you go 0-4 and make the playoffs. It's very, very rare that you're going to do that. So must win for the Falcons. And don't get me started on the Falcons, because I think there was a statistic. I got to find this statistic. I got to look it up. I don't really have it. And then I put it in my story mode here. I got to read this to you. And it's the fact that they're not using Todd Gurley. Is this an arthritis thing? Because I'm going to read you a statistic here. Once I read this to you, be like, oh, okay. It says when Todd Gurley gets the ball, when Todd Gurley gets it 20 times, his team's record is 22-1. When he gets it 25 times, he's undefeated. So when he gets the ball in attempts, I'm assuming, when he gets it 25 times, he is undefeated. And they're bringing in Brian Hill, who ran off for a touchdown. I got to give him credit. And Ito Smith, who are dropping the ball. I posted it. I did a story mode, and they're dropping they can't catch the ball. And this is game. You need to win, and you're benching your best player. What is he doing? Powdering his makeup? What is he doing? Changing his tampon? Get on the damn field, Gurley. Like, I don't understand, man. What is going on with Todd Gurley?
Okay, there have been warning signs with Gurley, though. There has been a lot of talk about bum knees, arthritis. You know, maybe he just doesn't have what he used to have. So, yeah, you can read that statistic, but I bet you if you look at the last time he had a 25-touch game, what was it? Half a year ago, over a year ago, something like that.
I have to go dig it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, things have changed for Gurley. Something's going on with him that just doesn't make him the same back that he used to be. So there is a problem. But Atlanta as a whole, what the hell are you guys doing? Get it figured out. Like, damn, you build up these huge leads. You've got great offense, and then everything just fizzles out. Your defense starts sucking. Your offense can't move the ball enough. You can't put up points anymore. Wow. A total letdown. Let's put it that way.
When it comes to Chicago 3-0, that Tariq Cohen injury is the best thing that ever happened to them, because they always try to get cute with them and respect and put them on the field. Montgomery is the better back, and now moving forward, they get to finally use Montgomery more with no pests there. So we're going to see if Montgomery is the real deal now once he gets momentum and the volume.
Flip that the other way around. David Montgomery is the pest to Tariq Cohen, man.
No,
You've got a hate on for Tariq Cohen. It's unjustified.
He sucks.
Unjustified hate for the guy.
Terrible.
He is a great player.
He's a small, undersized running. He's not even a running back. I don't know what he is. He's not even a receiver. He shouldn't be on the field, period. And now you're going to see. This is the year of the Montgomery. And now
when Montgomery sucks next week, you're going to eat crow again.
Yeah, I will. This one, I will take full ownership. I will show you guys that Montgomery, given the volume, but they're bringing in Cordell Patterson now. They're trying to get cute with him. I just hate the Bears.
So they don't like Montgomery that much.
It's Nagy.
Whole package.
Nagy's a dick. That's just the bottom line. All right, let's move on here to our favorite position. Did we go over some sucks? Yeah, we did.
We didn't really go over sucks in tight end, I don't think, but man.
We kind of did. Jordan Reed, another guy, got injured. I don't know what the extent of his injury is, but it's funny because I was making a joke. I was like, man, it's like the entire 49ers offense is banged up, except for the guy that always gets banged up with Jordan Reed. He gets banged up. So,
okay. So yeah, a couple of sucks. Waller, who also got banged up.
Yeah, Waller.
Jared Cook sucked.
Yeah, Waller's a huge disappointment. I don't have Waller, but 2.9 points. This is a guy that people are starting. He screwed a lot of people's teams. Waller, shame on you.
Evan Ingram, Austin Hooper, like, come on, man. Some big name guys suck this week. Like I said, this was not the week for tight ends.
Yeah, Ingram fumbled one too, I think. I don't know whether it's just he didn't catch it. It was just like a little light pass to him or something. I can't remember the play, but I think he dropped the ball. He just can't hang on to the ball. He's just not that good. He was 5 for 3, mind you, but Ingram's just not as advertised, man. He's just not that good. I don't know what to say.
Not getting it done this year.
All right, let's move on to the running backs. Did we do wide receivers? We did wide receivers, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, running backs here. Man, Kamara.
What a game.
I knew he'd be good this year. Part of the reason I avoided him in most of my leagues is because now I recommended him in 16 rounds, but part of the reason is because he's always kind of a 1-2 punch. I was kind of looking for a CMC or Saquon, a guy that's going to be more of a workhorse, but man, just unreal. This guy is so dynamic. He's just so good. 13 receptions, 2 receiving touchdowns. Now, again, he doesn't get it done in the rushing game. So if it's a standard league, you're not going to get the full juice out of your Kamara. But most leagues are PPR anyway. But still, even in standard, 31 points. Like, how good is this guy?
Yeah, he's amazing, man. I mean, I was talking down about him a little bit this year, just not thinking that he had it the way he used to. Now I got to eat crow. Just shovel it in there, man. I mean, give me a big truck full. Yeah, Kamara, amazing. I always said he was a great talent. I just thought maybe he had lost his depth. Well, he's proved me wrong.
All right, your guy here.
Well, don't skip. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't skip Rexy. I mean, he deserves a little talk this week.
I hate Rexy. He's another pest. He's up there with Tariq Cohen. This guy should just go away. Go away. Except actually, this guy's better because Tariq Cohen, I don't think has ever put up a 34-point game. So Rex Burkface, as much as I dislike him. I seriously, for fantasy, dislike him because, again, guys like Sony Michel should be getting the ball. But either way, as much as I dislike him, I got to give him credit this week. Own it, Rex Burkface. Absorb it in because you're never going to have a game like this again. I don't see it.
Probably not, man. But yeah, this was his week. He got her.
Like, New England always, I stay away from all of those running backs. But here's the thing. Sony Michel had 9 attempts, okay, compared to the 6 for Burkface. What the difference was here was the 7 receptions and that receiving touchdown, whereas Sony only got 2 receptions and no touchdown, right? But again, Sony 117 yards on the ground, only 16 points. Burkface obviously getting all of the receptions that put him up. And again, that bothers me. That's a committee that just gets under my skin. Again, those receptions, Sony isn't as good of a pass catcher, maybe, of course. But again, those should be going to Sony, not Burkface. That's annoying.
Every team wants these 1, 2, even 3 punch running back situations, man.
A lot.
So this week, they felt comfortable with Burkhead. That's all there is to it. This week, it was Burkhead's week. He got 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving. Everything just clicked for him this week. Next week, he'll be a dud.
It seems like the days of the full workhorse running back are slowly going away. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They're going away, and it just seems like more and more teams are going by this committee. And it sucks. I mean, it's probably good for reality for them, but for fantasy, it sucks. All right, James Robinson at 4 here.
Whoa! Yeah. Back that truck up, sucker.
James Robinson at 4. Derrick Henry at 5.
Who was number 3? Joe.
I can't read. I got to get my glasses. Let's move on to number 6. Dalvin Cook, believe it or not, had a good game.
Why would you say believe it or not? This is another player that you constantly dump on.
He's going to get hurt.
22 attempts for 181 yards, man.
He's going to get hurt.
Give the guy credit. He might get hurt at some point. I don't care. This guy carries you to the playoffs. Yeah, he might screw you in the playoffs, but he's going to carry your team.
He got his ankle hurt near but he came back in the game. He was like 1 inch, probably like a quarter inch off of a season-ending injury because he's got ankles that are brittle as glass. He's very elusive is the word I should say now. He gingerly through cuts, and he always goes out. He knows how to preserve himself.
Good.
Which is smart, right?
Yeah.
But he is 1 hit away. I mean, a lot of running backs are 1 hit away, but this guy, I'm telling you, man, it's coming soon. Brace yourselves, guys. Get ready to fire up Madison soon. But yeah, Eckler had a good game at 31.3 points, but he had an amazingly easy matchup. I mean, Carolina's got the worst rush defense in the league, arguably one of the worst. And that's why I had Kelly queued up in.
Okay. The thing is, he didn't do it in the rushing this week. So the last couple weeks, he's had like 100 yards rushing. This week, he only had 60 rushing. He got his points in the receiving game, 11 of 11.
Yeah, he had a good game. James Robinson had a good game, surprising in the world. I mean, who talked about we didn't even know who James Robinson was. Nobody did. He's an undrafted free agent. Like, who was ever going to think? And you get these guys, no matter how much research you do, you get these guys. Like, who would ever thought?
He killed me. He killed me this week.
You played against him too.
Yeah, like how? Why the hell would you put this guy in?
He was the starter. But here's the thing, right? Honestly, I'm not joking. I live and breathe fantasy football. It's pretty obvious. I mean, so I live and breathe this. I did not sniff out. I did not sniff out. I did not see. Nobody did. Anyone telling you they saw James Robinson coming out are the same idiots that said, hey, I saw Philip Lindsay the year here, bro. No, you didn't. An undrafted free agent. I tried doing this last year. I was trying to sniff out Darwin Thompson. And Darwin Thompson, had he given the opportunity, I was thinking he'd be like the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? Because he's small, compact, strong. They were looking for that, but he just never got the opportunity. Just wasn't as good as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, according to the KC Chiefs. And I thought that could have been it. But this guy, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. fourth amongst running backs, a guy that nobody, and if you talked about it, show me an article, show me a consensus, an analyst that talked about James Robinson being a fantasy stud, top 10. I'm going to, show me an article. I'd like to see it because I want to put that analyst on my show and have him be a co-host. We're booting Tim out. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Robinson had an amazing week, and he's probably going to be a decent talent moving forward. But is he going to put up 31s every week? No. He's going to be a nice RB2 that has some upside, maybe not even that, maybe an RB3 that still has the occasional monster game. He was 6 for 6 in receiving, but what really made the difference was 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, man, I'm not sold on him being good at all. I'm thinking multitasking here. I was thinking of Burkhead. I was looking at him thinking of Robinson. Robinson could be solid throughout the year, but again, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that at all.
Nobody saw a monster. No.
All right, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, Nick Chubb. Again, I could eat crow for this. But again, Nick Chubb, we should both eat crow for this. But again, Nick Chubb having a good week. I don't know what to say, man. He's good. He is good. There's no denying that.
On the ground.
But again,
and we've always said that he is a good, hard running back, man. So this week they did it with him on the ground, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns.
But again, it still bothers me that Kareem Hunt's there. He stole 14.5 points. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. You almost think that we'll see. Let's get a couple more weeks, let it fizzle out, see how it goes. But yeah, Nick Chubb as advertised right now. So I gotta, take ownership on that, really, honestly. So Mike Davis, a shock here, 23. Like Mike Davis isn't that good, and yet he's going in for CMC. So again, it goes back to that conversation. If Mike Davis maintains this, is not that CMC is phenomenal, it's that he's a product of that situation.
No. Yes. Mike Davis still does not compare to CMC. You don't give a guy one good week and then say, oh my God, look at him. If he can do it, then CMC is garbage. No, man. They shouldn't even be in the same conversation.
Well, we'll see. If Mike Davis puts up CMC numbers the next 3 to 4 weeks that CMC is out, I'm going to say that CMC is a product of that offense, similar to the way Dalvin Cook is.
I think this was like an amazing week for Mike Davis. And even then, him having an amazing week still compares to like an average week for CMC.
He's top 9. That's pretty solid.
It's 23 points. I don't care about top 9. I care about the points. CMC can put up 40 pointers, and he'll put up a couple of those every year. Mike Davis is not doing that. Mike Davis does not compare to CMC.
Another BS thing here. Jeff Wilson, top 10. There's no way anybody started Jeff Wilson. I doubt it, man. There's no way. No way Jeff Wilson was started. And here's what's annoying, right? So I got to do waiver wires tomorrow. And I got to put Jeff Wilson in there as much as I don't want to put Jeff Wilson in there. Like
No, you don't have to. No, you say one hit wonder.
I mean, it could be. I mean, you never know with the 49ers, right? They'll ride the hot hand. But, man, I mean, I'm going to mention him. I have to mention him as a breakout. But, again, McKinnon as well, right? McKinnon had the 14 attempts more than Wilson. So, because Wilson outdid him because he had that receiving touchdown. And that's what kind of makes or breaks your week for some of these guys.
Right. So, you've got Mostert out, right? So, you're probably looking for someone on San Fran. Is Wilson the answer? I don't know. I don't think so. I think one week it'll be Wilson. Next week it'll be another guy. Right now at running – San Fran in general, man, they've got so many banged up players. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, so many sucks of the week at the running back position. I don't know who to award on this one, man. But I got to tell you, man, Josh Jacobs, 9.3 points. I mean, that's not good, Jacobs. Kenyon Drake, 8.9 points. Not good. Joe Mixon, who sucks. And again, I want to remind you, we've eaten crow for the ones that we got wrong. But I warned you about Drake and Mixon. I said stay away, and they have not proven to be worth the early second round pick value. Kenyon Drake, 8.9 points, and Joe Mixon, 8.5. And I'm going to get this. I'm going to say, Joe, you told me David Johnson, who beat these guys this week with 12.6 points against arguably the best rush defense in the game in Pittsburgh. 12.6 points compared to Arizona's Kenyon Drake's 8.9 and Joe Mixon. What do you got to say about that?
Everybody's talking about Mixon.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, sucker. Yeah, you are suckers, guys. All you guys who think that Joe Mixon was a top 10. I don't know what to tell you, suckers. All right, David Montgomery, he sucked. I'll take crow for that, but he isn't my RB 1 or 2. He's like my RB 4 or 5. So David Montgomery, 7.4 points. Jordan Howard crap in the bed as well. Didn't really get a lot of volume though. Jordan Wilkins got 9. I don't know why Jordan Wilkins was getting the ball. I don't know what happened to Jonathan Taylor, but Jordan Wilkins should not have been getting the ball. He only got 5.5 points. Just sucks. Joshua Kelly crapped the bed on easy matchup, 5.2 points. Man, I don't know, man. What's going on with these guys this week? It just happens, right?
Yeah, even Indy's pissing me off. One week it's Naheem Hines, the next is Jonathan Taylor, and then this week, yeah. So now you say you got another guy thrown in the mix too. Like, holy crap! Just pick someone, make someone your workhorse. And I don't care if you want a 1-2 punch, we can do that. But just give us one.
It is annoying because Jonathan Taylor only had 13 attempts. Why? Why were they going to Wilkins? What are they feeling Wilkins out thinking he's better? Like, come on, man. Start Jonathan Taylor and stick with him. It's so annoying, man. It's frustrating being fantasy obsessed. All right, let's go to our awards, Tim. Our awards show. Hold on. All right, it's award time. There it is. Award for suck of the week. I don't even call that award.
Yeah, suck of the week.
All right,
here's your poopy award.
All right, let's start off with the quarterback position. Who do you? Let's go with you. You can give your suck of the week award.
Someone that I've been impressed with so far most of this year and came out and was flat and just let me down this week. Cam Newton.
Yeah, big letdown.
11.18 points, so not as horrible as some of these other guys, but still 11.18 out of a guy like Cam Newton on a great, I don't want to call him a great team anymore, on a good offense. Not acceptable.
Yeah,
you're my crapper of the week.
Especially for a guy who's been kind of doing well and people are like, he's kind of an every week kind of guy. He's got to do well. So I understand that. Now, there's a couple guys that are on my radar here. Ryan Tannehill, only 12.74 points. He kind of screwed me a little bit coming off a hot week the week before. But I got to give it to this guy here. And a lot of the Consheepses were high on this guy, including some of the top mainstream analysts who had this guy drafted him. And he sucks. He's just not that good. The offense sucks. Daniel Jones, 8 points this week. Just sucks. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Daniel Jones, you, sir, are the counselors. Suck of the week.
You blow.
You suck. Where's my music? I got to get my music going here. Where's my music?
You got
there it is. Suck of the week, Daniel Jones. You got to do a suck of the week dance. Should it be like the chicken?
Yeah, it should just be something horrible.
All right, so let's go move on here to the next suck of the week. Where's our next suck of the week?
You want to do running backs, or you want to save them till the end again?
We want to save them till the end. So you go ahead and give us a tight end. What tight end or wide receiver?
Yeah, let's do wide receiver.
All right.
So a wide receiver sucker. I mean, OBJ, yeah, but like I say, I don't classify him as a top guy, and that's
we gotta get over that. Yeah,
I'm looking for someone that's kind of considered to be a wide receiver 1, which I don't. Not a total sucker, but you suck, Adam Thielen. You have pissed me off this year. You are supposed to be the man. You are wide receiver 1. You should be getting a ton of looks. Piss me off. You suck.
Hold on. What did he get? He got a touchdown. Did he not?
No, I don't think so.
He did. No, Thielen got a touchdown.
So take that friggin' touchdown away, and you totally suck.
You got 12.3 points. That's not, I mean, yeah, compared to Jefferson.
A wide receiver 1. He is supposed to be like the man on that team. 12.1 is not acceptable.
Yeah, maybe he did something to Kirk's wife. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, that's, Jefferson's getting the ball. Maybe he respects Kirk's wife.
He had 2 of the 3 weeks. I think last week he was decent.
All right. I got one for you. Ready? The suck of the week goes to... Ready, Tim?
I'm ready.
DJ Moore. DJ Moore was a consensus top guy. Top guy. He was like a top. This is the guy. He's a third round guy, top 10 guy.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, what round? Don't just tell me top 10 guy. I want to know what round they were recommending him in, because this guy was not for me at all.
No, he was like around a third round guy. Everyone was all over DJ Moore. They were riding it. They were like,
wax that.
Everybody wanted DJ Moore. They wanted a piece of that. So I'm just telling you, man, DJ Moore is not that good. I don't know. He's my suck of the week. Let's put that.
You're at a loss for words.
He's done nothing. What has he done? Let me pull up the numbers here right now. Week 1, he had 9.4 points. Week 2, 20 points. Okay, he's a return on investment 1 out of the 3 weeks so far. I'm not sold on DJ Moore.
That's not acceptable. That's Alan Thielen type numbers. That's not acceptable.
we're hating on these guys. All right. It is. Their standards are not up to par. All right. So DJ Moore gets my suck of the week. All right. Moving on to tight end. Do you want to go first? I'm going to go first because I'm sitting at this. Ready. Here we go. People are like, enough with the damn music. Suck of the week.
You don't want to hype up your suck of the week. You want to play like some crap music.
They need some sort of hype up because, hold on a second. Now, I did hype up Todd Gurley because as soon as Brian Hill had that touchdown, and I posted a thing that Gurley is now Brian Hill's bitch, Gurley came out and broke out and had a good game at the end. He got a touchdown, some strong runs. Like Joe's talking about me.
Yeah.
So anyway, all that hype, the guy I'm going with, and you might agree, is Darren Waller.
I kind of would agree because you expect a lot more out of Waller. No doubt about it. I expect a lot of
2.9 points. You expect a lot more. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's been a focal point in that offense for the last couple of years. So that is horrible. He did get injured, and I didn't see when the injury happened. I don't know if he was injured the whole game or what the deal was, but either way.
I don't care. I want my fantasy points. I
understand that, but I want to know when he got injured, what the injury was. And unfortunately, I don't have that info. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't paying attention to that game fully. So I'm going to go with someone that was healthy, should have done better. I'm going with Jared Cook, 4.1 points.
Yeah, he was a big disappointment. I had him in my DFS lineup. Every player in my DFS lineup, because I did the flex play thing, every one of my players went off except for him. I had Kamara, I had Rodgers, I had Lazard, and then guess who craps the bed? Jared Cook. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, the guy should have done better, should have got a touchdown. All those touchdowns, he doesn't get one. I mean, come on, man. Darren Waller, I don't think he was hurt. Last notes I see.
I don't know. I put here as probable, which tells me that there was some kind of injury.
Yeah, I don't see any notes on injury, but I think his knee was bothering him. But other than that,
he's a little gimpy. If not, then you totally deserve the massive you suck this week.
He still sucks. Yeah, I don't care. I'm looking at the final points. It's about results. It's all about results, Tim. That's what I'm all about. Results. All right, let's move on to the running back position, the sacred running back position. And I got to. Do you want to go first? You give the award. Do you need music?
I got to look, man. I got to look at who I really want to give it to. Once again, I got to go with a top guy that just doesn't perform. So I'm not just going to pick any Joe Blow out of the hat here. I mean, you can look at an AJ Dillon and no. You know.
You want me to go while you figure it out?
Yeah, I got to pick someone good here.
I got to go with your uncle.
Bob's my uncle?
No, Uncle Lenny Fournette, crapping the bed.
What did Lenny get this week? I'm not even seeing.
4.2 points, finished 51st amongst running backs. And what's so upsetting about him, and here's what's really, really upsetting about him, Tim. It's so upsetting to the point that I need counseling. The counselor, need counseling. What's so upsetting about him is that he had 103 rushing yards, Tim. 2 touchdowns. Listen, 2 touchdowns and 27.6 beautiful fantasy points in week 2. And then he just shits the bed in week 3. And I don't know what to tell you. Now, I didn't start him. I'm very fortunate not to be a part of this disaster that is Leonard Fournette and the Buccaneers. But how disappointing is that, honestly?
Yeah, like I thought Lenny was primed for a great year so far. And, once again, if it's a 1 out of 3, that's not good enough. Give me a 2 out of 3. I'll be accepting of it because you're not a round 1 pick, but 1 out of 3 weeks, you have a decent game, not even a monster, we'll call it. We'll just say a really good game.
Yeah. All right. So who's your suck of the week?
We've already talked about him once. Let's talk about him again. Mixing in some mixing.
Yeah.
Because if he's that great and he's that high expectations and coming out and getting 8.5 in an overtime type game, and you're not just a pure running back. So you get used in the receiving game as well. So you just suck this week.
This is what we're expecting. We're expecting applause out of him. But what are we getting?
I'm looking at the numbers right now for the first 3 games. You have been shite. You are horrible. I would not even accept you in a trade. You're not trade bait. You're just garbage this year.
He's not good at all. Not good at all.
Garbage.
And I warned you against Mixon. All right, there it is, guys. Our studs and sucks of the week.
Yeah, that's the one we need. We got to make a song out of that. Get some guy to mix up a song.
All right, there's your studs and sucks of the week, Tim. I enjoyed the show. It was very factual.
It was a good week too. Like there was some good football this weekend.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game.
Hard to follow all the games. Like there was so much good stuff going on.
A lot of close games, a lot of upsets, a lot of it was a good week. It was a good week. So, all right, guys, smash thumbs up. Leave your questions below. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. I had fun today, and let's bring the energy next week. And tomorrow, waiver wire pickups. Tim, are you ready to go for week 4? Are you even ready?
I'm never ready until it's time to go. Give me the Wednesday, Thursday. I start getting pumped up and I'm hyped, and then we're ready to rock. So another thing, you've got another guest coming on later today, right? You're doing a video with someone.
Yes, I will be. We'll save that for later. So make sure you tune into that.
Oh, you gotta get better at teasing, man.
I know. So I'm trying to get more guests on the show. It's going to be fun, but we're going to be talking about some power rankings. So
yeah, right on.
All right, guys, we are out. We will talk soon. Thank you for being here. I'm beyond excited for week 4 and tonight's game. Let's go. Let's
go.
It's
gonna be a wicked game.
Let's go Ravens. I'm going for Ravens. I don't like the Chiefs. Everybody likes the Chiefs. I want to go against the grain.
I'm just saying Ravens because amazing offense, amazing defense.
You ask me who I'm more of a fan of. I'm more of a Lamar Jackson fan. I like Lamar. They're both good guys. I'm a Lamar guy.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
All right. We are out, guys. Thank you for being here.
Have a good one, everybody.
We'll talk soon. I had to. We had to end it on that.